Joe from ArtAlienTV. Another quick game of interplanetary I Spy going on here, and it will be quick today. I'll try and keep this one short. Found something really cool. I was going to save this for later in the week, but this is such a cool find. I thought I would share it with you a bit sooner, as I've already shared it on Mars magazine. Here it is. Calcified alien head on Mars. Okay, this is the meme I did yesterday. Now I actually found this a while ago. This, in fact, I found it late last year in October, and it was in a folder on my desktop, which I kind of lost and then just found again yesterday. So I went through the images again and had a look at it and thought, wow, actually that's a lot better than I thought it was, a lot clearer than I thought it was. Once I turned it round, I had to take a crop of it and then rotate it round to the right to make it easier to look at. And here it is. And there's some pretty funny comments about it here. Elongated head. There's this picture here. That's from the original Star Trek series, I think, one of the first ones, I think. There's a few other funny things that people have posted here, including this, which is pretty crazy. So there we are. I mean, if you want to see these things before they come up on YouTube, then come to Mars Magazine, ArtAlienTV Mars Magazine on Facebook. Lots of people on this group now. We do like to have a bit of a laugh. I mean, it's a serious subject and we do take it seriously, but we do like to have a bit of a laugh as well. There's no harm in that, I don't think. So there we are. Here's the original image. Now this was taken all the way back at Sol 358. So this was taken a long time ago, and I think this would be 2013, there's the date there. Late sort of 2013, not that long after the rover landed, actually, only about a year after it landed. Earth year, I should say, not a Mars year. So there we are. And the object in question, or fossilized, calcified head, I should say, is just here. I've also got the GIGAPAN up here, so you can download the original image here, if you like. It's not brilliant quality, but it's not too bad either. Some of these earlier images taken by the rover are actually slightly better than the ones we have now, for some reason. And if you want to look at it in sort of context, we have this really nice set of GIGAPANs here by Todd. So thanks to Todd for this. This was done quite some time ago, but it's a good quality GIGAPAN. And there's three sets of images here. It's the middle one we want to look at. But you can look at all this other stuff as well. There's some interesting things in here, which I'm not going to go over today. I'm trying to keep this short. The one we want to look at is right here, right in the middle of the middle pan. And there it is. Right in the center, we have an elongated, semi-elongated skull with a row of teeth here, eyes and a nose. Now, you don't really see a lot of detail in this. It doesn't make a lot of sense until you actually rotate this round, which is what I've done. So I'm going to show you it here. Here's my little GIGAPAN of the same spot. Now, this is only 6 images here, so it's what I would call a mini pan, really. And it's right in the center. Just going to zoom in, if it would let me. What's going on with this mouse? There we are. There he is, right there. And we've got a sort of group of rocks here. One or two of these look interesting, but inconclusive. And then we have quite a clear skull, just sat there, tilted backwards, just here. And you can see the 2 eyes and the teeth when you zoom in. Without doing anything to this, you can actually see a tooth sticking out here. See this light coloured thing? That's a tooth there. Another one there. There's some smaller teeth here. This doesn't look human. Many of them do, but many of them don't. And many of them are a strange kind of what they're like hybrid creatures as well. So there's all sorts of weird stuff, which you can see on my channel, similar to this. So that's where you have to look. Let me get the meme clip I've done. I've just updated this meme from the one you just seen on Facebook. And what I've done is I've added a different enhancement in the center to show what color it is. When you enhance it, that's the color of it. This has been colorized to make it stand out against the sort of bluish gray rock behind. The problem is with these Mars images, not only are they color filtered with an orange filter, which means everything kind of looks the same, but what that does is that if you have a sort of rock and strata behind the object, the same colour, things tend to blend together, and it's difficult to make out shapes properly when they're the same colour as the background. So it's almost like camouflage. So what I've done there is I've just taken that clip and rotated it and then added loads of contrast, and I've sharpened it. I've done that with this also, but this is larger, and I've colour filtered it as well. I've drawn around it with a selection tool and then filtered it with a sort of brown filter there, which makes it stand out against the blue background, okay? So that's what I've done, really simple, not that difficult to do, quite an easy shape to draw around this, apart from this bit of detail here. Let's go in close and we can see what's going on. Getting nice and close, because this is actually really good detail. If you look at the one here in the centre, you can actually see one of the teeth sticking out. Very irregular teeth, like many of the skulls I found in Gale Crater. They didn't seem to have a dentist in the area, from what I can see. I'm not just being flippant, I'm actually serious. The head comes up like this, quite long, sticks out at the back there. We've got a row of teeth at the top here and a smaller row on the rather small, insignificant chin, very rounded at the bottom. This isn't human. If you look at the nose details, this is not a human nasal cavity here. This is not a human by any stretch of the imagination. It may be humanoid, i.e. this person may have walked on 2 feet, on 2 legs, a bipedal reptilian or reptoid, I would call this, similar to others I've found recently that I've shown on my channel. So this isn't one of the human types from Mars, because there were humans on Mars, or at least what we would recognise as humans of some sort. This is a reptoid or reptilian, and you can see where it's calcified and mummified, then calcified into rock due to the very high levels of sulphur and minerals in the sand in the bottom of this lake bed in Gale Crater. Basically what that does, it preserves everything extremely well. The lack of oxygen and moisture also helps that. I've done many videos about this, and you want more detail on how I think these are being preserved, go back to my Mars bear video, calcified bear video, and that goes into great detail about how the minerals in the ground and in the dirt in this crater, which was a lake bed, is preserving these things and turning them to stone. They literally get covered in salt and minerals and calcify, and then gradually completely mineralize. So that's what we have here. It's basically a fossil, and it's not quite the same process as you would see on Earth, because of course the conditions are very different, i.e. very, very dry and very, very cold most of the time, apart from during sunlight hours during the day. In the afternoon it can get quite warm in Gale Crater, up to on average about 65, but sometimes as high as 90. No sort of ear, but I would imagine if it's a reptilian or reptoid type skull, then it would just be a hole here somewhere, like the others I've found. But the nose detail and the eye detail, you can see here, the teeth are very irregular. Like I said, there's one sticking out here, and there's a row of them here, but they're quite small and broken a lot, it seems. So there we are. What else can I say, apart from the fact that this is clear evidence and it's not very far from the rover. If we look at the pan again and try and get some scale, I mean, the point is the rover may actually be half a mile away from this and may have zoomed the camera right in to the area. So we don't really know how far away the rover was when this was taken, but the standpoint or the viewpoint of the rover is fairly close. I would say less than 20 feet, probably about 10 to 15 feet away. But that doesn't mean the rover was actually there. What it could have done is been sat half a mile further back and zoomed into this point just here, below this image. So the viewpoint is that. It doesn't mean the rover is actually there. That's a lot of, that basically explains why a lot of the time it's very hard to work out the sizes of some of these things, but judging by a lot of the other things that I found that are similar to this is actually quite large. It's not tiny like a lot of the skulls that I found. I would say this is approximately double human size, so it's quite large. Something in between human size and double that. So it's not massive, but it's not tiny like many of the things I found before and other people have found. This is a good size, about 14 inches, perhaps. I don't know. That's kind of an estimation. It could be 12, it could be 15, it could be 18, but it could also be only 9 or 10. So, but I would say it's above human size, the actual length here. Now, a human skull, if you measure from your chin to the top of your head, is depending on how big you are and how tall you are, can vary between men and women. The average I would say is about 9 or 10 inches for a man, and for a woman a bit smaller. Depends on your size. You know, that's what I would call an average. This is greater than that. This is more like 12 to 14, possibly more. Don't know exactly. It could have been there for 1 million years. Could have been 50,000 years. Don't know. And it's eroded, and we've got a lot of this sort of erosion up here on top, where it looks like it's been wind eroded. But it's not too bad. And the point is, because Gale Crater's so low down, I don't think it actually gets that windy down there. It's over 3 miles below what would have been sea level on Mars, or the surface level at least. And I don't think it really gets that windy in Gale Crater. So what wind erosion we do see must have taken a very, very long time indeed. I mean, millions of years. And the distinct lack of rain also helps. So there we are. It's a calcified reptilian stroke reptoid head or skull. There don't seem to be any signs of any other parts of this creature nearby. I've scanned around it. There are some interesting things on this rock here. There's these big sort of lumps on it, but I don't know if that's anything significant here. There's 3 there, 1, 2, 3. I don't really know if that's anything significant at all. Probably not. There are lots of small things that look a bit like skulls, like this, but probably isn't. But of course, some of these things may be not only calcified, but they also may have clay stuck to them in things like eye sockets and in the teeth and stuff. So a lot of the details may be hidden due to the fact that they are caked in dried clay. So I'm sure there probably are more things in this area, but I can't find anything significant or big enough to tell one way or the other. This gives you a bit of a close-up here. But you can see that those details are there. You can see the nose detailed and the teeth here, with that one sticking out. This one is very odd here, sticking out. I would imagine there would have been another larger one here that's broken off to match the one on that side, maybe. Logic would dictate that, but of course I could be wrong. So there we are. Yet another amazing calcified specimen on the surface of Mars, hidden in plain sight. It's been in these images on the website for years and no one spotted it. As far as I know, this has never been published before. Like most of my finds, I always check. I'm subscribed to all the Mars channels out there, so I know what everyone's published anyway, pretty much. And I always credit people where credit is due if they find something first, which is not only polite, but legally correct. If you are subscribed and you're not getting notifications and you want them, check your notification settings, go into your menu system on your YouTube account. Here we are. You need to go into your notification settings and press 1 or 2 of these and click them to the right so that you get notifications, okay? Like I said in my previous video, a lot of people don't realise this, but these notifications were switched off, I think, by default 1 or 2 years ago. I think probably a couple of years ago now, when YouTube was updated with the new kind of stuff, okay? So that's all you have to do. If you have the bell pressed, all you have to do is make sure some of these are pressed, and you can either leave them on or off, entirely up to you. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share on social media, it really helps. And if you can't leave a long comment, just leave an emoji or something. It all helps this channel. This channel is being censored, so the more you share, the more you comment, the better. Thanks for watching, see you soon.